What's the most racist thing you've experienced at a predominantly white school?
Oh, I could make this into a whole series. From the moment I showed up to this Caucasian high school, this principal had it out for me. First day of school, I'm just showing up. She pulls me into her office and she says, I don't know what y'all do where you come from, but we do things very differently here. Huh? Sends me over to take this exam that is mandatory for everyone transferring into her school. Lie. That is a lie. When I get there to take the exam, I pass with flying colors. The dude was like, why are you even here? He looked at my file and he was like, you shouldn't have even taken this test. I'm like, what you mean, sir? Like, this exam is for people who just came from like Mexico, Guatemala. They don't know how to speak English and they need to catch up. Bro, I was so confused. He was like, she should have never sent you this way and she knows better. This lady really sent me to go take an ESL test because I'm a person of color that was transferring over to her Caucasian high school. Just because I don't speak Caucasian English don't mean I don't speak English, ma'am. Part 2 of my racist high school. So I had this computer teacher who literally, it would be his joy to make fun of the way that I talk. He would purposely make me read things out loud in class just so he could come back with an over-exaggerated accent and make fun of me. Example, I would read something like this. Settle in for a long winter stream. He would come back and say, settle in for a long winter stream. I'm like, bro, I don't talk like that though. He'll be like, yes you do. Did you just come from Mexico? Did you just cross the river? He literally would say those things. I'm like, you're so dumb now. Because I was taught to be thick-skinned. I never like complained about it. But that was so racist. I think all of that unseasoned chicken be getting to their head. Like,
I feel like we all have that one cousin or family relative who hates us for absolutely no reason but will do everything to copy us. Get ready with me, story time! Okay, so I have this cousin who I want to say is maybe like 4 years younger than me, and at this time she was actually living in Las Vegas and I live in Cali. And we would always go back and forth between, Cali and Vegas, or they would also come back and forth between, Vegas and Cali. There was a day where my mom was dyeing her hair, and whenever my mom had extra hair dye, I would always be like, Mom, can you use the rest on me? And my mom would be like, yeah, okay. My mom ended up dyeing my bangs. It was so random. Like, even my homegirls still tell me, do you remember in elementary school when you were like the only girl who had her hair dyed, and everyone would be like, oh my gosh, she's so cool, because I was the only girl that had her hair dyed. A couple of weeks later, we ended up going to Vegas. And I remember she's like, oh my god, like, your hair, I want to dye my hair now. And I was like, you should. And I've always been the type of cousin where, like, if my cousins want to do something, then do it, Her mom was actually dyeing her hair, and then she had extra dye, and then I just remember my cousin being, oh my god, can you dye my hair? There goes my tia, and she goes and dyes her hair. So this girl literally had like blonde, like really like thick blonde bangs. Just let her be. I'm honestly not a hater. If she want to dye her hair because her mom had extra dye, then so be it. Like, it is what it is. It's not that big of a deal, There's like so many other things going on in the world that I'm not about to get mad over somebody dyeing their hair because I did it. Fast forward a couple weeks later, I remember I was at home. I was laying down on my bed exactly, and I go to her profile. And I remember when I seen her profile, her bio said, cherish the moments that make you happy, not the ones keeping you from being happy. If you guys did not know, I've had that quote on my bio for the longest time, and I actually have that quote tatted on me. Like, everyone knows me for this quote. When I seen that quote in her bio, I just started to like giggle a little bit. It was just kind of like a okay, like I didn't really know how to react or respond, but it was just one of those things where I was like, dude, what is your purpose in this? Like, everything that I'm starting to do or I do, like, you're suddenly doing too. They ended up coming over for a weekend like a month later. I still had school during this time, so they would just stay at the house, and then me and my brothers would go to school. I remember this exact day being in class, and I got a text message from my mom, and it's a photo. And I look at the picture and I was like, bro, there's absolutely no way that this girl just did this. A esta prima le valió. And tell me why. I don't know how the heck she got her hands on a Sharpie marker, because in this house, girl, you're lucky if you find school supplies, pens, markers, highlighters, things like that. So I'm looking at the message, and this girl wrote on the microwave in a black Sharpie marker. She wrote "I love you" and some other things, and I was like, oh my god, there's absolutely no way. You know what the crazy part is? She made sure that she wrote my name on the microwave. Like, bruh, you really think out of all people I'm gonna be the one to write on my parents' microwave? Like, dude, this was an expensive ass microwave. When I tell you, it was one of those like big expensive like luxury microwaves. Like, you think I'm dumb enough to write on my parents' microwave and then put my name on it, like, to top it off? Like, be for real. The other times I never confronted my cousin, but this time around I actually confronted her, and I was like, why? Like, what is the purpose of this? And she's like, what are you talking about? She was like, you're the one that did that. I was like, girl, when I left the house for school, trust me, I used a microwave and there was nothing, and then I come back to the damn house and now I apparently wrote on the microwave. Like, be for real. Obviously, I never got in trouble from my parents because they knew that it wasn't me, and they already know how this girl is. So anyways, fast forward like maybe like 5 or 6 years later, I like did not hear from this girl. I don't know what the heck happened to her. All I know is that she moved to Mexico with her stepmom because my uncle had passed away. And then I just remember one day I got a text message from my mom, and she was like, there's a fake account about you on Facebook. And I was like, oh god. So my mom sends me the screenshot, and the photos that are used are old pictures. Like, these pictures aren't even on my Instagram. And so I was like, alright, there's only one person that it could be, because I remember at this time this specific cousin started popping up on my Instagram stories. She doesn't follow me, but she's like one of the first 5-10 people to view my stories. So I just knew off the bat that it was this girl, because what are the odds that she pops up and then all of a sudden there's a fake account made on Facebook about me, you know? At this point, my Instagram had a different bio caption. I had the quote "faith over fear," and I remember when I clicked on her profile said "faith over fear," and I was like, oh my god, like, here we go again. And you guys, in the beginning, like, it didn't bother me, but after a while it just got super annoying. Like, what is your purpose? Like, what do you want? Like, I don't get it. I remember I posted my TikTok on my Instagram, and I remember I attached a link to it. And usually whenever you attach a link on Instagram from TikTok, it'll notify you on TikTok when you log back into the app, like, who viewed your profile through that link. Her profile came up, and I was like, oh my god, it's this girl. Like, I just put everything together. I put all the pieces together, and I was like, mom, she's back haunting me and copying me again. I let it be for a little bit, but after a while it honestly just got really annoying, and so I basically hid her from viewing my stories. I blocked her on TikTok, and yeah, that's the end of that. I haven't heard from her ever since. I don't know what she up to. I don't know what her intentions ever were. Like, dude, your family, why the hell would I need to hate you? Like, if anything, we could have been besties, you know? But I mean, I guess she took a different route. But yeah.
Storytime how I passed out naked. I was 15 years old and my sister was gonna fast for 3 days. So I said, you know, I think I can not eat for 3 days and only drink water too. So on day 3 of not eating and only drinking water, I decided to take a hot shower. As I'm 15 minutes into my shower, my shampoo bottle falls. So I go to pick it up, and as soon as I come back, I'm feeling lightheaded like this. The room is just spinning around, and I'm like, I'm about to pass out. So I think to myself, let me get out of the shower and go lay down on the bed. I'm going to lay down on the bed, and my sister is laying down on the immediate side of the bed. I thought to myself, I can stop myself from passing out, so let me just go around the bed to the other side and lay down. Turns out I obviously could not stop myself from passing out, because there I was laying like a starfish. Legs open, cheeks out, my towel is gone, and for some reason when I wake up I'm still naked and everybody's just looking at me. Didn't even have the decency to put the towel on me. And all I hear is my mom yelling at me to eat the damn apple in my face while I'm laying there naked like a starfish.